And to operate this machine is very, very easy. I'll just demonstrate actually the speed control and how to start the motor. It's very simple. Make sure that this is turned all the way anti-clockwise, but be gentle with it. It's like a volume control on a radio. Okay, so just turn it back till it stops. Press the button, there's a couple of seconds and it will start up. And you see we're doing 600, 620, 600, nearly 650. Obviously this will alter, the RPM of this will alter, plus or minus maybe 50 RPM, depending on what your voltage is. Okay, so if you're in like 5 o'clock in the afternoon, where everybody's cooking and this, that and the other, you get slightly lower voltage, so it's going to affect this. It's really minimal, you don't really have to worry about it. I only mention it because, when it says on here, oh, it's 650 revs, and you're only doing 630, it's not broken. Okay, it's a result of the voltage drop on the mains power within your household. And it's running, you can hear it, maybe you can't. Don't know whether this microphone here is picking it up. It's very quiet, it's not noisy. Okay, it's doing 1500 RPM there. So the voltage is slightly higher. So it's very quiet. And to turn it off, you just press the red button there. Okay, so I've just knocked off a little bit of the waste material, made it more sort of a even shape. So the next thing to do is get your faceplate and just position it as accurately as you can by eye in the middle there. And you get some good wood screws and screw your faceplate on. Now it's on there very, very firm. Don't worry about screwing into the wood. It's not going to affect the finished product at all, because what we're going to do is mount this on here, and this is going to be the back of the bowl, and I'm going to show you in the back of the bowl, or the back end here, how to machine it and what to put in here so you can grab onto it with the chuck, okay, when you've turned it around, and then we're going to scallop the inside all out to make a bowl, so it doesn't matter if you've got screws in. So we'll just put this on the end of the drive shaft here, wind it in. Now with something like this, it's very sort of uneven still, and I personally, to make it more stable, then just move that out the way there for a minute, make sure you can turn it around. I bring the tailstock up with the live center, okay, and I'll just move that a second. So bring this up, wind this out a bit too far. I want to make sure nothing catches here. It's going to be just fine. Okay, so you bring your tailstock up. Do you know what I'm going to have to do? I'm going to have to get a chisel and just take a little bit of make a little bit of flat on here, so we can put this on because I'm not real happy with the way that's presented to that. It's not going to be really strong, or not strong enough, so I'm just going to get a chisel and just make a little bit of a flat spot there for this to go onto. Okay, so the area that we're concerned with is just in the middle here. This is just a cheap chisel. It's a little bit of a flat for this point to come up like that, and tighten this up and tighten that in, push it in tight like so. So what you're doing is you're making sure this isn't going to come flying out at you, because it's screwed on this end and this end is pushing up that way as well, tight against that faceplate, and it's supporting this end as well. So you're doing all the, or taking all the, the measures to protect yourself and to hold the piece of material in place. Now, just a word on safety. This is the minimum safety gear you should be wearing when operating a lathe. A face mask and a full face mask and a respirator mask. The fibers from wood can give you cancer, so be warned, minimum. Another good safety or tip, the ideal height for a lathe, okay, to operate a lathe, the center of the lathe, which is the center of this shaft then, and your tool rest, should be approximately, as you stand next to the lathe, the height of your elbow. That's the ideal and safest height for a lathe. I have this is a welding bench actually, which is adjustable in height, which is ideal for me to put this bench lathe on. So that's another and a safety feature as well. So you set up the lathe so you can operate it as safely as you can. Okay, so now the wood turning starts. So basically what I'm saying to you is you only start your wood turning process when you are sure that it's as safe as it possibly can be. So now I'm going to start turning the outside of this with my bowl gouge. Now a lot of people use a lot of different other tools, but I find the best tool for me is a bowl gouge. I do 90% of my turning with a bowl gouge. So here we go. So what you do, you turn your material around and find your high spot, which is there. So this is going to wobble a little bit. So you have the lathe set at a low RPM, as far back as you can go that way, and start it up, and don't stand directly in front of the material, stand one side of it and then start it up. And now we can start to take the high spots off. So you can see we've started to remove some of the highest peaks now, and as we machine down into the material a bit further, we should stop a lot of the rocking around motion. In fact, if I start down here and take that out a bit, because a lot of the weight is there, so we'll just move our down here a bit. There we go. Tighten that up there. So I'll gradually just machine this away, and you know, it will stop all this rocking around. Here we go. Now if you push too hard, the lathe will nearly stop, so you know, you are governed by that as well. The larger lathe, obviously you can push as hard as you really want and it won't stop. So it's probably better for you to start learning how to wood turn on these smaller lathes. Actually it's about time to move this tool rest in. We're getting quite a gap here now. So, undo, oh, that way. It needs to be about, quarter of an inch, 5-6 mil at the closest point, like that. Do it up nice and firm, tight, and always turn your material around to make sure it doesn't catch. Okay, we got the sort of back end of the bowl more round now. I'm just changing now to my round nose scraper, because I find with this material I can fetch off a lot quicker. Now we've got rid of the lumpy bit, shall we say. There we go, and I'll speed the lathe up a bit as well. I'm 800 RPM now. I'm hardly putting any pressure on this at all. A little bit at a time. There's no specific shape to a bowl either. I mean, you know, this is just happening. The wood will actually determine the shape of the bowl, because you'll find voids and knots and goodness knows what in it. You notice there I was pushing a little bit too hard, it's slowing the lathe up too much. So you get a bit of a sweet spot. Actually starting to shape the mouth a little bit here now, or the neck. It's going to be the main body. Let's stop the lathe and see what we've got. Well, we're starting to get a bit of shape there now, and of course there's a bit of a flat spot there and a flat spot there we've got to get rid of. So we're going to come down in diameter a bit more yet before we're going to fully understand what the shape of our bowl is going to be. So I'll keep going with this now for a bit. Okay, we've nearly completely eliminated now any flat areas. There's a little tiny bit there and a little bit there, so we'll just get rid of those very quietly and then we'll start working on this back end. I think I need to take this in a bit. That will be okay, just there. Okay. I'm just going to go and give my chisel a touch up on the stone to make it a bit sharper. I won't show you that at this stage because that's going to be a whole devoted video of sharpening chisels. We're actually going to do some of the shaping of the bowl now. I just don't want a too plain a sided bowl, so what I'm going to do is just take a bit of the material out here and make a bit of a divot like so. Now you can let your imagination run riot with yourself with, you know, there's no specific shape of a bowl. So we're just going to put a bit of detail, or quite a large detail there. Okay. And then round this. You can see a bit of shape coming there now. That's as far as we're going to go there with the back end. Now let's just shape this around here a little bit. Make a little bit of a lip for the neck here. And a little deeper. You know, this is very much like pottery, but with wood. So you can see we've got quite a nice little bit of a shape going here now for the side of our little vase. So now what we're going to do, we're going to come around the back end here now and machine this off a bit, and we'll make a bit of a device to hang on to the bottom end of our bowl here. Oh, we're going to have to shape that in a bit. Oh, it's going to have to be machined quite a bit up, I think. So let's come around here like that. I'm going to machine a bit this away. Turn back to our bowl gouge again. What I'm actually making on the back here is a tenon to hold in our chuck. Turn a little bit more shape in here, the base. Change tool. A little bit of a flat spot there somewhere, I think. Oh yeah. Oh, we got to go down a little bit further yet. Let's see what we can do. Okay, what I'm machining on the back of here, and incidentally this tool is called a skew. You see it's angled, and it just so happens to be the same angle as the jaws in my chuck. I'll just grab that. Okay, there's the chuck. Now this angle of these jaws inside here, the same angle as that. So if you can imagine, this is the reverse way around now, so when this hangs onto this, it pulls its way in that way tighter and grips really firm. That's what you want, a real firm grip on it. So I'll finish machining that, and then we'll turn this around and mount the this bowl into our chuck. So here we go. Okay, so I've got a detail gauge now that I'm going to use just to machine this away a bit. Just get a saw now and just cut that bit off. Okay, so now we have our tenon to grab onto, and we're going to bore the inside of our bowl out now.